Why do men have to be so creepy sometimes?
Men are creeps apparently, but boys are yummy. What we have right now is a teacher who unfortunately does fit the description of the pot calling the kettle black. Don't you just love people's projections? It says more about them than it does about us. It's almost like those stories that you hear about the FBI guys who are in that division that specifically chases down child predators, only to find out years later that you actually became what you were trying to take down. You live long enough to become the villain. Florida once again has given us a teacher who just can't seem to keep her hands to herself. And I'm not talking about the discipline kind, but honestly, I just love the irony in this video. Now I get it, these type of posts of gym creeps and just men are creepy in general often do have some truth to them. But also take it with a grain of salt because there's some people out here who just want to post to get attention. And this lady has gotten lots and lots of attention. And perhaps maybe we should be putting a little bit more attention on her browser history. And I gotta say, what bothers me mostly is the constant finger pointing, the constant energy that's used here with the straight face of, hey, look at me, I'm the moral police here. She's clearly out here acting like she's the social media Chris Hansen. Now, aside from Dum Dum getting arrested, I do want to point out one thing. The word creep, back in the day, was used sparingly. Plus, it was used in a justified manner. If somebody was being a creep, we'd call them out. Nowadays, I feel we overuse this word, kind of like the word narcissist and toxic relationship. I have noticed that over the years, I'm pretty sure we all noticed that the word creep or creeper is often used as a weaponized label to put onto men. That's not to say that ladies can't be creeps, but for the most part, social media will just automatically side with whoever's posting, just because of their anecdotal experiences. Projection. Here we go with the projection again. Unfortunately, these are not always the cases, especially when you watch those gym videos of just one man making a quick little glance and all of a sudden become not only the judge, but also the executioner of these so-called creepers. And because Dum Dum decided to use that weapon and hold on to it very tightly, she thought she was gonna win some social media points. And she also thought she was probably immune to the law for calling out these bad behaviors. But she don't look like she's smiling in this picture, does she? You see, more oftentimes than not, the loudest people in these safe spaces are often the ones where you have to check on. It's almost like the ultimate deflection. So what's the lesson here for 2026? I nominate, from now on, whenever we have the loudest person or people in these social media safe spaces or these movements, I say we check their basement. Because you see, here's the thing. People who are usually decent human beings are more than likely too busy with their own personal lives instead of spending their time cataloging and posting 10 to 15 hours a day about other people's microaggressions. Oh, and what about karma? Karma didn't just come knocking on her door. Karma came with a warrant and some handcuffs. I'm telling you, man, the irony, the creeper calling the creeper a creeper is hilarious. Hold on, I just want to give 1 point to irony. Irony 1, this chick 0, or 5 to 10. And just side note, why is it that these people always feel like they can get away with it? I think if you crossed your T's and dotted your I's, I'd still be looking over my shoulder. You've seen it with the Bill Cosbys, Weinsteins, and Epsteins. You've seen it with other churches. You've seen it with other schools lately. And not even just lately. Stuff always comes out. So why would you think you would even get away with this in the first place? Or did you just not care? But seriously, why would you think you can get away with it though? And not only that, again, you can delete text messages, emails, and whatnot, but what's gonna happen when you get subpoenaed? And I'm not saying that it's gonna get that far, that deep, but we do have forensic analysis agents on standby for these kind of things. Also, just because you delete your messages doesn't mean the kids that you're harming aren't deleting their messages, or probably showing their friends. After all, it is a woman touching a dude. As an adult, you know not to kiss and tell. As a teenager, at that age, and if I'm smashing the teacher, I'm telling the homies. As a teenager, this is bragging rights. Bro, I can pull adults. So it begs the question, what is really going on in that head of yours? And this is for men or women. You're probably gonna lose your career, you're probably gonna go to jail, so why even be tempted by stuff like this? And in reality, even if these kids aren't showing text messages or phone calls or anything that's going on in between you guys, all you really need is just one person to be told that secret, and half the school's already gonna know by tomorrow morning. I'm not moral police, but at the end of the day, humans are gonna human. And I get that. All we can do is just kind of sit back, grab some popcorn, and watch the show. I have no stake in the outcome. And like I said, in the mind of a teenager, you're always gonna remember Mrs. K. Now I'm gonna end off with this one question. Is creeper the most overused word of this past decade? Or are we just now going into the projection era? Let me know in the comments.